So what I want to really focus on today is guarding blocks and L stance, okay? So, just a few small things. So first off, on the knife hand guarding block, I can go here, maybe you can see better. Okay, first off, we want the wrists to be straight. That's important. So a lot of time when you see people do these blocks, you have the wrists bent, and then you have forearm block, wrist bent. So we have to make sure that from your baby finger knuckle to the, kind of see the circly bit here in your wrist? Yeah, that should be one straight line. That's important. So whether it's forearm guarding block, should be here, not here. So not like you're driving a bike. Yeah, you want to keep that steady. And that's the same idea here. You want to be pulling that back. Get knife and guarding block. Yeah, when you use a knife hand guarding block, it's very, very important that you use the knife hand, which is from here up to the baby finger again. So it's the knife hand is part of your hand you want to use. When you're using a forearm block, it's from the wrist. So if I divide my arm into 3 parts, from my wrist to my elbow, so maybe here and here, 1, 2, 3, it's the first third. So the first little bit here is the part of your hand you want to use for forearm blocks. All right, so it should be this position of your hand. All right, so what we're going to do, so just work a little bit of that in your own time in L stance. We'll talk about L stance in a sec. So just working through, get the hands back. As you go in backward motion, you want the front hand to go in line with the shoulder almost, and the back hand to be slightly higher. And then they come across the body. So if you see from this angle, it's not directly behind, it's a little bit out. It's an angle of 45 degrees you come across. Okay, because all of our, not all of our blocks, but 90% of our blocks in Taekwondo are to deflect. So as you make a block, it's pushing something out of the way. Does that make sense? So that's why we come at it from a bit of an angle. So let's have a practice with that. So you start in your parallel stance, and then come back, switch to forearm if you like, and back. Just practice some of those. Keep it in mind what we talked about. Good. Make sure you're half facing. So in L stance, all your techniques in L stance will be half facing. So we know this from sparring. We have full facing, half facing, and side facing. So we want half facing for all of our L stance techniques. So it should look like this. 2 is your solar plexus is nice and soft. You want the hand to guard that. Yeah? And because of that, you get a little bit of an angle. So slightly up. So we know our chest line. So we have our chest line and our chest line here. The hand will almost sneak into the chest line with the fingertips. All right? And that protects the solar plexus a little bit more. Just careful that you don't have the front hand too high and that your ribs are open. Yeah? Keep that elbow tucked in. Just make sure your top hand is in line with the shoulder for middle blocks, and it's your fingertips in line with the shoulder for knife hand. So as we are going through it, make sure that you get the backward motion and then you're moving the hands quickly forward with acceleration to create your power. Yeah, so think of acceleration as in the car. When you put your foot on the pedal to go forwards, it's going forwards quickly. Yeah, and that's the idea you want. You don't want to just put your hands in the position in the right place slowly. You want to get them there fast. Make sense? We don't want the hands to drop down by the belly. Keep the hands up. So, see the hands are up? Good. So you see Veronica there just has the hands up high.